Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me, Veronica here with Veronica's Gardening Journey. Today we are going to plant some green beans. So I am going to plant a couple variety. First up, we're going to plant the Gold Rush. So these are a bush bean. I'm actually trying to grow just bush beans this year. Last year, or actually it was like December, January, we did grow a vining bean and it was great, but I didn't pay attention to what type of variety it was. So I was unable to locate that. So remember, when you are planting, to make a note of what you plant. And I typically do, I try to keep a garden journal, and that's why I do these videos as well, so that way I could keep track of what I've done the previous season. The next one we're going to grow is the Blue Lake. Again, this is a bush bean. And we're also going to grow this variety tricolor bush mix. I'm sure it has the Gold Rush in it and the regular, this may be Blue Lake, but it has the purple green bean, which I'm excited. I don't normally buy these tri-packs because I like to know what's in each pack instead of having multiple colors. But the purple bean is purple. Let me show you. So you'll be able to know which one is the purple bean. But for the other ones, I really can't tell for the other two. So if you can see here, these are the beans. I'll go ahead and separate those out so that way I know how many purple beans I'm planting. And oh, that one is cracked, so it won't germinate. So we do eat a ton of green beans in this family. We love them. I like to saute my green beans. I like to cook them with bacon, with red potatoes. I also like to fry them. I don't know if you've ever had fried green beans. Those are really good. But overall, just growing green beans is a really fast way to get something in the garden. But I am starting them by seed because in Florida, you never know what is going to happen. So I know we are beyond our last frost date. That was March 1st. However, we have been known to have a last minute frost. So I'm erring with the side of caution because I just want to make sure these get a good start and I could transplant them directly into the garden. I probably won't use this entire tray. This is a tray from Bootstrap Farmer. I love it. I like to start seeds in here. I will eventually get another one. Sorry if my head's chopped off. It's just the way that I have everything angled. But what I want to do is order a couple more of these in the fall. I will be planting a full garden. So I can't wait. Let's get through spring, but the fall, I already have big plans because we did test out some planting last fall and we ended up getting a good amount of vegetables. So we do know that it'll work. Because of the hurricanes, it's hard to plant in the garden because of the storms and the winds, but last year we actually didn't get one. So praying for another season just like that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get these green beans started. So you can soak your green beans the night before, which is nice because then it helps them to germinate, but I didn't do that. But I'm gonna go ahead, I'll actually start here because you can't see what I'm doing at that corner. I'm just gonna poke a hole, which I should have gotten a pencil, but I didn't. And we're gonna go ahead and do this entire row of just the purple green bean. And so we'll go ahead and plant those. What kind of green beans do you plant? Let me know what your favorite variety is. I would love to know because I'm always curious about what other people do. Oops, forgot that one. So it looks like we were able to plant 6, a full row, and then we're gonna plant 4 more. So we are gonna have a total of 10 of these purple beans planted. So I need to get a marker because I wanna make sure that I keep track of them. Give me just a second. I thought I had one. Give me just a moment. So I have my marker and I'm just gonna put purple green beans, which they're not green, but purple beans. And then I always like to put the date, so I'm starting them on March 5th, and then I'm gonna put 10, so that way I know there's 10 seeds. So that's all I do, is I like to use a label, and then I'm going to put it here. Actually, let me put an arrow, so that way when I look at this, I know, putting an arrow, I know that from this point to the left or to your right, these are the green beans or the purple beans. So that's the purple ones. What I'll do now is I'll probably plant the Blue Lake. Let's see how many we have. I'm thinking we'll have enough for more than 12 plants. I hope, but we shall find out, won't we? I'll just look. Nope, we do not. It looks like we only have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, we do. Okay, perfect. That is gonna work out beautifully. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in here. You do wanna plant them a little deep. One thing that I really do like about this particular planting seed tray, is the fact that on the bottom it's hollowed out, so that way the roots grow down and you're not disturbing the roots. They don't get root bound. So that's a really nice feature. And I'm sorry, I'm recovering. I was sick. I still am. I'm getting over it. So if I sound congested or sniffly, I do apologize for that. So I will go ahead and plant here the other ones. And I'm probably going to need to add more soil to the top, just because I want to level it out and make sure that the seeds have plenty of soil once they germinate. I'm gonna go get another tag and I'll be back. So this time I brought 2. So let me go ahead and put Blue Lake. Blue Lake. And then 325, or 325. And then it was a total of 12 seeds. So I'll do the same thing. Oh, I need the arrow. The arrow is helpful. So I have my arrow. That way it lets me know that we planted Blue Lake beans in the next, or in the row next to it. So I'm actually gonna use, did I plant? Nope, I didn't plant in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my Sharpie to make the holes. My hands are atrocious because I have been working in the garden. I'm not a person that gets their nails done, but I do need to clean them well after this because I've kind of been potting today. I did not make a video of that. However, if you do want to see me up pot, I can do that as well. So the next thing we're gonna plant are these, oh, there's a ton of them. The Gold Rush green beans. So it looks like, I don't think we need that many. And in fact, I'm not gonna plant, I'm just gonna plant 12 or 14, sorry, because these are 6. I'm gonna plant 14 because what I wanna do is succession sow. So once, excuse me, once these green beans start kind of maturing, I'll go ahead and start some more seeds. So that way I can have fresh green beans throughout the season. Green beans are not exactly like, they don't like the hot heat. So hopefully we don't get too hot here in Florida until around, I would say May is when the heat really starts kicking in. I mean, it does get hot with the sun. However, at night it's not so hot, it's cooler, so it works out. And we can always use shade cloth if needed. And we have done that with our brassica bed. We do have Brussels sprouts. They're just not huge, but we're not gonna give up on them. We're gonna let them grow until before they start bolting, and then we'll pick them and eat them. We love a lot of Brussels sprouts, but we did start those Brussels sprouts. Sorry, we did start our Brussels sprouts from seed. So it was really cool to see that we, took a seed, we planted it, and it grew. It grew so big and beautiful. But what we need to do next year is plant them about a month earlier than what we did this year. So that's part of gardening. It's always learning new things and figuring out what's going to work best for your garden and your climate. I know they talk about the zones, and I do follow that. However, your growing season better than anyone because you actually live there. So I would highly recommend just trying out different things. Don't invest a lot of money in buying a bunch of plants, but I do suggest trying things out and seeing how they're going to work for you. And that's what we're going to do here. That's why it's a journey. So we are planting the Gold Rush beans. Gold Rush. And we're going to move the arrow. And I think I said 14 total. And today's date. A little bit of brain fog there. All right. So what I'm going to do is put it on the bottom here, because there were 2 that I planted next to, like below this blue lake. And I think that's all we're gonna plant for now. We're just gonna do, so there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 6 is 36 green bean plants. That's a lot of green beans. But the reason I overplant as well is because some of these may not take off. So you always want to plant a little extra. I don't plant 2 beans per cell because they're so large. And if they do both germinate, then they're fighting. And I have a hard time thinning out plants. You will see that. So it's better just to put 1 bean per cell and see if it germinates. So if it doesn't germinate, I do have more green beans, and that's not a big deal. But I did buy these this year, so they should be good to go. But this is just a quick short video of me sowing my green beans and getting ready for spring. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really appreciate those of you that have subscribed. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? It is free, and you get to see all the great things that we're doing here in our little urban homestead. I just really enjoy sharing my time with you, and I just hope you follow. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, thank you for joining me, Veronica's Gardening Journey. Have a wonderful day.